Many people talk about range anxiety in EVs, and lots of folks won't drive below 20%. Today, we're going to drive to zero in the Farizon Supervan. Today, we're going to drive the car down in the lower part of the state of charge. We're going to see what the throttle behaviour is like and the regen, see what the vehicle's like when it gets right down to absolutely no energy. I'm going to do that around the streets around my house, and then see how we can get it back to the charger. So come on a bit of a journey with me. Let's drive to zero. We're in the final stages now, down around 1% on the battery here in the Supervan, running around in local streets near to my charger to see how far we can eke out of it. Now we're doing your typical kind of stop-start behaviour that you might end up with in a parcel van or similar, where going around, local streets, urban streets. We just clicked over to 1% now, so we're getting ever so close. My aim here is to plug it in as it flicks over completely to zero, but get it down to where it says about 0%. So let's see how much we can eke out of the battery on this high roof, long wheelbase Supervan. Oh, it's getting a little bit tasty now. We're down, still in the 1% mark. Hasn't really changed from an indication point of view, but we're starting to get a real capping of maximum performance. So a maximum speed of about 40 k's an hour on the flat at this point in time. I've just done a stop and a start as well, where I have come to a full stop on a flat road in my street, in fact, at about a couple of 100 meters before my house, just to sort of see if I can use that last percentage of the battery. So if I come to a stop here, now we're going to hit the accelerator, and we've got pretty good performance initially, up to about 20 k's an hour, and now it's really, really slowed down. So we're moving quite slowly now. We've got a max, we've just gone to 30 k's an hour. We're just creeping up, and since the lap that I did the last time round, again holding 1% on the battery still, I've managed to get to about 40 k's an hour, so quite slow. And you can see the throttle mapping has changed as well. So now the 100% on the dashboard, which goes up and down with your throttle, is showing that the amount that I can have rather than the amount that I'm requesting. So even if I'm tipping the throttle in a very small amount, it's going all the way up to 100, which typically does not do that when you are just driving around normally in a fuller state of charge. So yeah, about a 40 k an hour maximum now. Acceleration decent up to about 20 k's an hour, but then after that it really ramps off, and we've lost a lot of our acceleration down here in the 1% mark. Still very drivable though in a flat environment. If you were in hills, I think you'd have some struggles at this point. So, but only really starting to feel that problem at about 2%. Oh, we've got a red light. I've come out to the street that's adjacent to mine, and I've just given it full beans the whole entire length, and it topped out at about 35 k's an hour. And during that, I had a dip in throttle. So I had a dip in throttle response, and I got a red light on the dashboard. So that was the first indication that we're getting close. Just turning into my street now, and I'm about 200 meters from home. Oh, and we're holding at about 22 k's an hour. And we're full throttle to the boards. It's a slight uphill, 21. I'm creeping. Not sure if you can see this now. Creeping down here, I got full throttle. We still got 1% on the clock, but it's not behaving like it. It's pretty much done. We're just going to make it down the road here. Oh, that's it. We've got red lights, and I've got no throttle left. If I come off the throttle, or I'm creeping, that's it. We're going to have to push this one into the driveway, I think. Amazing. Well, haven't quite made it into the driveway yet. So I pushed it about 50 meters up the road, and we got a little bit more to go over the hump into the driveway and down to the charger. So just catching my breath, and then let's have another go. This will either end up in the bloopers reel or on the main run. Well, look, I know I was a bit of a goose. I was pushing it right to the edge. And so here we go. We've finally got to the charging point we're able to plug in. So I'm using a Tesla wall box connector, as you can see here. Simply plugging into there, and away we go. We get a little green light there. Now we're charging. And you can see on the front of the Farizon, you've got this wonderful pulsing badge light. So come inside, and now we're having a look. You can see that we are at 1%. So we've come in after that drive and that push. So what's it like running the Supervan down to zero? Well, it behaves really, really well at low states of charge. We didn't have any loss of performance or anything like that until about 2%. And then it was really gradual and really progressive down through the 1% mark. And then as we hit that bottom end and we started to get a loss of power, that only occurred after another maybe 10 or 15 kilometers of driving in that lower state of charge. We never saw the number 0 on the dashboard, and we always had 4 kilometers of range left. So there's probably a little bit of better indication there to be had, which wasn't offered on this experience. Who knows, maybe future softwares will provide a different outcome. So the Farizon Supervan, great all the way down to 0, and that behavior at the end being really predictable. It's about as much as you could ask for in this kind of situation. Stay tuned for more videos about the Farizon Supervan.